The college football experience week 14 pregame show on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up, and when you do, sign up with the promo code TCE SGPN. You get a 50% deposit bonus up to $1,000. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Start crushing college football and college basketball with Rhythm. Get your free 7-day trial period today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's RITHMM. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
This is Dan Hawkins. You're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes. Welcome to the college football experience week 14 pregame show. Oh man. Legendary rivalries, looming 12-team college football playoff, FCS playoffs, one of the best rivalries in the FCS ranks going on in the SWAC. All of that mixed with D2 playoffs, D3 playoffs, NAIA playoffs, and what the hell do we got going here? We got a fantastic Saturday, and even with college hoops sprinkled in there. Yeah, can't wait to talk all about it. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, that's fair. My name is Colby Swinging, Database Dan, a.k.a. Pick D. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
And you're nothing but a chameleon, lemon-headed, coward, terrorist pussy. And I'm after you, buddy. You're going to pay for it. Good night.
Oh, yeah. I just woke up like 45 minutes ago. College basketball show ended late. Went into the kitchen, poured an glass of orange juice, did a 32 belly option split. Let's fucking go. I mean, today is beautiful. Yesterday was fantastic too, but whew, today's slate, just incredible. And I can't wait to talk all about it. We got, just fire comments, youtube.com/the college experience. Get on over there, hit that like and subscribe as we're going for 15K by January 1st. And shout out to Sauna Pete. Yeah. I don't know. That's a good question. Cardiologist probably says, other things, but yeah, no CTE here. Yeah, how about shout out to Kevin Marshall, FCS playoffs. Let's eat. You gotta love this. What we got going on. Joe Hackney saying, setting up. Yes. I've been talking about that game. Texas A&M is I'm just so glad that game is back. Joey Hines randomly asking my favorite Nirvana song. Something in the Way would be that one. Yeah. And then, you got fucking Tony C, hell of a good guy here. Yeah. And it starts off to me, if you want to talk classic college football, well, it starts off at about an hour, 55 minutes when you have the UConn Huskies taking on the UMass Minutemen, the Cumbo, as some call it. That's what you guys came here for, right? UConn's laying 10. And I know NC Nick and Patty C are going to take those Minutemen. I am going to go with the Huskies and Jim Moore to get that dub. Is that the end of the show? Are we good? Is that good? Because I just thought we were here to talk about that classic Northeasterner we had. Joey said he loves the over in this game at 49.5. I don't know, buddy. I don't know that I agree with that one. Shout out to Costco. Is this Costco in Las Vegas? If so, you guys are fantastic. Locked in from the Bahamas. There we go. Shout out to David and kick it back, getting himself a fucking daiquiri, sitting on the beach. Got that Bahamas bowl game coming. Yeah, I'm curious this guy's thoughts because I know he's actually one of our UMass specialists for UMass football. He's the host of the NBA Gambling Podcast. He's also the host of the WNBA Gambling Podcast. Give it up for the great Terrell Furman.
What's going on, Kobe? How are you?
I'm doing good, buddy. How are you doing, man? Look like a different setup. We got some fucking boxes going on in the background.
Yeah. Yeah, just no, not me, but on the road here.
I got you.
So, handling business. UMass football. It's been a while since the dark days of fading UMass every single game. I will say that. It's been a while.
It's a classic rivalry, and UConn's laying 10. I think Jim Moore and the Huskies are the correct side of this. How about you?
I like what UConn's been doing recently, and they've been very, very competitive in a lot of games that they've been in. The fact that they were able to cover the 7.5 against UAB after that horrible start, it just seems like that moment was a turning point for this team. They've gotten a lot better. They played a really, really close game against Syracuse. I'm with you. I think they're a way better team than UMass. UMass hasn't really been that good all season. We might be back to the dark days of fate in UMass.
Yeah. They got their 1-game coaching bump. Now we get to see the fall of that after the Georgia game. Michigan, Ohio State. Some deem it the greatest rivalry in college sports. I don't know. I think it's a good argument. But this line has come down a point and a half.
Nah, give me UNC and Duke.
Woo! See, there we go. I mean, I think it depends. I don't know. There's points like Ohio State dominated this for like 15 years. So I made this case on the behind the scenes the other day, saying like the Iron Bowl has given us better actual games, at least in my lifetime.
Iron Bowl's been a 1-possession game the last 3.
That's what I'm saying. And then remember they kick 6 too. You know what I mean? Where like there's just it's given us better games.
Kick 6 also. It also means something. Kick 6 sent Auburn to the national championship, and they won the national championship off of that.
Yeah, I mean, there's several games where, I feel like they had implications. Whereas the Michigan Ohio State game, it's great because the fucking hatred, but at the same time, they haven't given us as many classics. There was the first down game where like everyone was arguing did it get the fucking first down or not, but this line's come down a point and a half. What are you doing here? Michigan getting 19.5 right now that I'm seeing at least.
My nemesis. I have to either take Ohio State or I have to take Michigan. I don't know, Kobe. I've been fading Michigan all year because I don't believe that they have an offense. I don't think it's good enough. We've seen Ohio State be able to get the ball moving on some of these defenses. And I mean, are we guaranteed to see 10 Michigan points in this game? Like, are we guaranteed to see a heavy score here? I could see Ohio State running away with this like some 30-3 or something like this. Like it could be really, really bad. Michigan hasn't played a lot of competition, but they've lost to those that are not good competition. So I'm hard pressed to find any way to take Michigan in this spot.
I took the 21, and my thought was this. I think Michigan's run defense can bang with Ohio State's run game. So, I look at this game as like a 24-7 type of game. So, I went with the likes of, I went with Michigan. Not that, threw a bunch of money on it. I just thought because Michigan, I just don't know that they could score. They might get blanked. They could easily lose 24-0. But I did take the 21. Also kicking off in the next hour, you have actually a bunch of other rivalry games going on, and the occasional what the fuck game like West Virginia and Texas Tech. Actually, let's just talk about that for a second. West Virginia, I believe, was eliminated when Colorado won last night or yesterday. Texas Tech, I believe, is mathematically still alive. I could be wrong about that. It was hilarious. Max, a West Virginia fan, and he's asking me about this last night. He's like, what are we doing here on the, what's the tiebreaker scenario? I had to pull up multiple windows. I still don't know that I fully grasp how I think Kansas State got eliminated, but Texas Tech's still alive. And I don't even grasp how they're alive. Like, I was trying to find the tiebreaker on this. This is the future of college football. These dumbass 20-team conferences. It's very hard to compute, at least, or to find information that solidifies, since no one's updating it right that moment when these other outcomes are coming in, like Utah beating UCF and Colorado beating Oklahoma State. It makes it hard to know for sure, like the percentages or what exactly needs to happen for Texas Tech. But I do like Texas Tech -2.5 here. I think Neil Brown's going to go 6-6 at West Virginia, and I think they're going to can him at 6-6. I just think this is a strange road trip. West Virginia's like, huh? Where the fuck's Texas? Lubbock? Huh? So I'm going to lay the 2.5. What are you doing here?
Oh man, I mean, this West Virginia team's been kind of a thorn at the side for over the course of the entire season. I understand this is a big game for Texas Tech, but it just seems that at this point, West Virginia just kind of has gotten up in these road spots. Look at their last couple of road games here. They have the 34-35 game TCU. They still covered, didn't get the win, but gave TCU a game. They got an outright win as a 13.5 point dog against my guy Rocco Beck. I mean, that's just unforeseen. That was the football guys. We're not going to count that one. Let's just not count that one. That was the football guys helping them out. That was nothing to do with Rocco Beck. And then they go and they beat a bad Oklahoma State team and handle business. So they've been pretty solid on the road recently, getting it done. I don't know. I mean, Texas Tech has been very solid on the road here, getting it done. I think this is a better spot for Texas Tech here. I'm going to take Texas Tech, but this Dub V team is very, 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 very concerning. They started to get rolling in the back half of the year, winning 3 of their last 4. But I remember how they laid down against Kansas State at home and didn't even try. We were on them in that game. Didn't even try. I just have a hard time taking Dub V this year.
Let's take these Red Raiders. Steven in the chat, what happened to Georgia Tech last night was absolutely disgusting. I didn't talk about this game enough on the basketball show. Like, Haynes King fumbling the ball was brutal. The guy played his heart out, and it was a tough fumble. I know people have said targeting, and I don't think targeting has a place in the game unless it's completely dirty. I don't think that was a dirty play. And I unfortunately, but I will say this, unfortunately, we call targeting so much on players that to me don't have the intent to really hurt somebody, that it makes it challenging, because you look at that play and you say, well, I've seen players get thrown out for this all the time. So why shouldn't this guy? But I think the game is better when we're not throwing penalties on game-changing plays when the guy is just playing football. Now, having said all that, did they miss a hold? A obvious fucking hold on a pivotal play? Yes. And I thought more than all that, though. And I also thought they should have looked at the pass interference, because I thought the ball got deflected by the linebacker. But having said all of that, I think, this was just a crazy, awesome game. But the thing that bothered me most was not the referees. It was the agenda that the announcers were setting up. Joe Tessitore, and I forget who was on the call with him, but that was the most annoying part to me, was saying like that they're automatically in with the win, and then pumping their home record as the second best ever when that's not even wasn't accurate. It was just so over the top pro SEC to me.
Jesse Palmer.
Yeah. It was just so over the top that it was like, dude, it was almost like I was watching a fucking political campaign. It was like they were like,
that's how they talk about these big schools, man.
What they're saying, well, with the win they're in, and I'm like, wait a second, if Georgia loses to A&M or Texas in the SEC championship game, they'd have 3 losses.
But what I will admit, Kobe, I don't think a loss in your conference championship game should count as a negative for you. You played an extra game. That has always been my take. I feel like if you make your conference championship game, regardless if you take a L or a W in that game, you have a significant step ahead everybody else in that conference because they didn't even make the game.
I agree, but will they have that across the board? We watched them fuck over USC a couple years ago for playing that extra game. Right?
Yeah, no. Yeah, I agree. And I think that
Yeah.
I disagree with that take that they have of if you lose your conference championship, now you have 3 losses and you're worse than all these other teams. No, you played an extra game. Because if it was me, because if Georgia doesn't play, let's say Georgia was not eligible for the SEC championship game. There's a half decent chance that they're probably in right now.
Yeah, but I just like, who the fuck are they to just say that it's an auto bid? It's not an auto bid.
Yeah, no, it's not.
That's my problem. Is they're trying to drive the narrative. They're trying to drive the narrative, and that's to me the thing that I was like, hey,
was
fuck
the SEC
off.
even the best?
You know what I
conference in
mean?
football this year,
dude. In basketball, it is. The basketball, they're having an unbelievable year.
Whoa, what a turn! It's easy to see a tide turn.
I don't think they are because of that. But no, I mean, look, I do think it's probably the deepest, but I don't think it's some prolific conference this year. I think the NIL and transfer portal, once, for years, the SEC was cheating. We know this. I know people personally that have brokered deals. I'm friends with I can quote multiple people. I'm friends with a safety that played at Oregon that told me Oregon was the only one in the Pac-12 that offered him money, but every damn team in the SEC except Vanderbilt and Kentucky offered him money, and he only went to Oregon because he grew up in Los Angeles and wanted to be on the West Coast. But I mean, I could sit there and say this pretty confidently. I also know a guy that dealt with brokered a deal at LSU. We know this to be true. So now that everyone else can pay, you've seen it with LSU bitching because Michigan just bought their quarterback.
To be self-evident.
Yeah. I find it all hilarious, but I do believe that's a reason why that the conference is not as good as it's been, is because think about this. Who are the best players in the nation right now? You'd say, well, the quarterback spot is either Shador or Cam Ward, I would say. Those two.
ACC
and those
and Big 12.
Who's the best running backs? Ashton Jeanty at Boise.
Yeah.
Your best wideouts. I mean, I guess that gets, but Travis Hunter would certainly be in that. He's definitely the best corner.
Could say,
I'll tell you that.
Old boy from Arizona.
Yeah. You could say Luther Burden. That's this year, but I think he's a beast. Yeah, Ryan Williams from Alabama would be in the mix. Same with Jeremiah Smith at Ohio State. But that's a lot of talent across the board. Nick Nash is having a great year at San Jose State. But then you can literally do this for almost every position, and it's kind of scattered around the country. So if I think you did this 10 years ago, it would majority be in the SEC or at Ohio State or Oregon or something. So. Anyway, back to this fire slate. You have I'll take you to one that I know everyone's excited about, and I know you are excited about it. Someone that's been on the sideline many times. Duke is heading to Winston-Salem to take on Wake Forest.
I have actually been on this sideline many times, believe it or not. This is crazy. Selling chairs because their seats are so uncomfortable that we're selling cushions so that you can sit down. I think them joints was like $5 each, man.
Duke won 24-21 a season ago. It's going to be 33 degrees. A little cold front in Carolina. Duke looking to cap off a 9-3 regular season, which would be fantastic for Manny Diaz's first season. Meanwhile, Dave Clawson and Wake trying to go 5-7, and interesting enough, at 5-7, they still might be able to play for a bowl game, considering there's a bunch of bowl spots still out there. Line is 3.5. It's like they're trying to bait you.
Yeah. Is it a trick?
I actually think Wake plus 3.5 is the play. I just think Duke will win like by 3 again.
It's been a 3-point game the last 2 wins for Duke, but both of those are on the road. Both of those on the road, both of those slightly better Duke teams, a little bit lesser Duke teams been getting killed in Wake Forest. Wake's been pretty good in Wake. Although I'll let you know from firsthand experience, this place does not get lit. Does not.
Yeah.
It's not lit in there. It may be a college football game, but I'll let you know this place does not get lit. Nonetheless, I'm still going to take Wake in the points because I'm kind of over this Manny Diaz propaganda. And I think that Dave Clawson can coach up a pretty good game here and be able to, like you said, there's a chance for a bowl game on the road, on the line here. So I think he coaches this group up. I like the opportunity that they have in the ground game with Claiborne. And I think that if he can get going, especially with what he's able to do also in the return game, I think that can be enough to keep Wake in this game. I like Wake.
Yeah. Tennessee is the team that many have in the college football playoffs.
This is such a lock.
And I just can't understand why. They beat Alabama. So by my count, Tennessee has played.
But Alabama also
teams.
Lost to Oklahoma, who Tennessee destroyed. So who did Tennessee really beat?
Yes. They lost to Arkansas. They beat Florida. Now that one, actually Florida would have won that game had their quarterback not gotten injured, but I guess that turns out to an all right win. I thought Florida played better that game. They did beat Alabama. They deserve credit for that one, but they lost to Georgia, who hasn't looked very good the past couple of weeks, by 14. If they win at Vandy, I think they're going to put them in, even though I think it's kind of a phony team, but I guess you'd have to put them in. Vandy's catching 10.5. Diego Pavia senior day. He's fighting the NCAA on eligibility for next year. There's a chance he could come back, but we don't know. You're not going to leave that up. Like, he's going all in today.
Oh,
and that is
we're
why
not leaving this up to chance at all.
I'm going all in today.
We're going to take the money line
yes.
for sure.
These Vol fans are going to know what it's like to be pissed on. And yeah, sprinkle that money line. Let's go.
This is the thing that people don't understand and why Diego Pavia continues to get this done. It's because teams can't game plan for him because he doesn't even know what he's going out there to do. When Diego Pavia breaks the huddle, he may have a play in mind, but he has no idea how he's going to get that play off. He's just going to go out there and be a baller. He's going to find a way to keep the offense moving, keep it going, and he's going to neutralize this Tennessee defense. And I mean, if Diego Pavia is scoring points, do you really trust Nico and this Tennessee offense to return the favor? No, especially not on the road. This is Kobe. This is one of my favorite plays of the day. I have no idea why Pavia is catching double digits yet again.
Yeah. Tennessee's offense is ass. You want to talk about why it's almost like, we like to give, and especially I know you and NC Nick and Noah, myself too. We like to give Moneyline Mac a hard time with the Big 12 schedule manipulating the net, right? Which I do think there's some validity to. The same can be said for, like, Tennessee is a top 20 offense, but if you take out the 700-yard game performances from Kent State and Chattanooga, and also I think another 500-yarder against UTEP, they are nowhere near that. This is how you manipulate the numbers. And what's unfortunate is, like, these people in the committee that they'll cite these numbers without actually looking at the teams they played. Tennessee's offense is not good to me. I actually think it's a bad offense. Now the defense is pretty solid, but I think Vandy is the better offense. I think Vandy will be able to stay in the mix here. They're a little more balanced, and they take better care of the ball, I think. So give me the points all day. Louisville, Kentucky. Louisville laying 4. Jeff Bromby's got to feel disgusting about a year ago because Louisville pretty much had Kentucky beat before they fumbled, and Kentucky was able to steal it. And Stoops had a knack for beating the Cards. Louisville laying 4. I am actually going to lay the 4. I'm actually going to lay the 4. I just feel like this is like for Braum, after he lost the first one in like that gut wrenching way, I feel like he's had this one circled. Seems like you're on the Wildcats.
Yeah, Stoops versus Louisville is super tempting, Kobe. Catching, I mean, this can't be a field goal game.
Oh, it certainly could. But 38-31 a year ago, Kentucky prevailed, and they've had their number. Damn,
7.5 point
22 degrees
Kobe,
there right now.
I can't in good reason fade Stoops against Louisville.
You know, I actually think I might have to join. I might have to Benedict this one. I didn't realize is this accurate? Can someone follow up on this? Is it really 22 degrees there? Because Brown likes to throw the ball around. Is it
Kentucky Wildcats weather? Let's see what the temperature is there. In Lexington, it is what time? It's about 38, 40.
Oh, no, I'll stay with my pick then. I feel 22 degrees. I was like, that seems like you don't want to be able to throw the ball. But
no, it's definitely 29 right now. As of right now, it's 29. So it's supposed to be a high. So I mean, I guess it's going to get a little warmer, but it looks like it's not going to be a lot of sunshine. Cloudy. 36 is the high. 15% chance of rain. Feels like 21, Kobe. That counts. Feels like 21. Wind 10 miles per hour. Humidity 51%. Yeah, you're going to get a whole weather report here.
I'm just going to stick to the Cards, but this is no longer a wager. I was thinking about betting this. I just feel like Braum likes to throw the ball so much that really handicaps them more than it does Kentucky. I'll stick to the Cards pick, but don't feel nearly as confident about this. We have the Battle of the Bayou, I believe it is the name of the rivalry here. Louisiana ULM. Louisiana clinched the Sun Belt Championship yesterday when South Alabama lost to Troy. So now you're just playing for the rivalry here. And ULM is playing for a bowl game. ULM's at home getting 8.5.
This is easy.
ULM plus the points or what?
Oh yeah, all the way, and sprinkle on the money line.
Yeah,
they're going to go get this done. This is a complete letdown for UL, especially after being able to see them get the win last night, and now you feel the pressure just kind of come off of you. You don't have to try this game. If ULM continues to fight hard in this game, like there's a chance that UL just kind of lets them, and maybe they do get the win. But do they cover 9.5? I don't think so. Last time they were here, ULM covered 9.5. They were a 9.5 point dog the last time they played this game here, and they were able to cover. I think that they're going to be able to do it again.
I'm with you. Illinois looking to have Brett Bielema have a 9-win season, and I wonder what the Wisconsin fans are thinking as they go 5-7. But the Illini are laying 9 at Wrigley Field. You know, I love a college football game at Wrigley against Northwestern. Are you laying?
Is the baseball turf showing?
I don't think it was last week, so I'm assuming no, but potentially. I don't know that answer 100%. What are you doing here, man?
I'm taking points. I still
rivalry game.
I don't know why I keep going back to this Northwestern team, but I just constantly remember maybe I'm putting too much stock on the Maryland game and them cashing for me as 10-point dogs. But Jack Loush can ball, and they kind of keep them in these games. I mean, okay, last week they had the 50-6 and burner against Michigan, and that was nothing. But they play a really, really solid defense. I think after giving up 50 points to Michigan of all teams, you have to look at yourself in the mirror over the course of the week and say, what kind of defense are we going to finish the year out with? We're closing the year out in Wrigley. Like you said, some of these 5-win teams might have a chance at a bowl game. Like there's different things to get up for this team. Whereas Illinois. I mean, this is you've kind of already had the highlight of your season. You're a top 25 team playing Northwestern at the end. You don't have anywhere else to go from here. Like, I think this is a spot where Northwestern can make this a game. I'm taking the 9 points all the way.
I think I'm with you too to take the points as well. Gotta talk about some of these other games. The chat is asking. We got the Bayou Classic. Grambling, Southern. Southern's laying 3.5. Shop around. I see both available. Depending on what side you're on. This game.
This is gonna be a great game, by the way. Just so you know, this is gonna be an amazing game this year.
I mean, I kind of like the dog in this spot. I know Southern, I think, has kind of looked like the better team at times, but I kind of think rivalry game. I can get 3.5 out there.
Mm-hmm.
Give me Grambling plus 3.5. Am I crazy?
No, I think I'm gonna take the points. I like it. Take the points, and this is a 3-point football game, maybe even shorter. Like, I think this is going to be a really, really contested team. Both of these two teams are pretty evenly ranked. Look at Grambling as an underdog this season, 4-0-1, and you have Southern as a favorite. They're 4-1. They've been handling business. Both of them handle business in these spots. I think this is going to be a great game. Shout out to the Bayou Classic. I have to get out there one day, man. I have to get out there. It's
dude.
Amazing atmosphere.
No, I'm just gonna go ahead and say this. I'm anti-dome football, but if there was one that I could protect, it would be this one. It would be this one. There's just something about it at the Superdome. Like, there's just something about it. If I had to protect, if you told me I had to protect
against domes.
Yes. No, I mean, look, I'd prefer they play it outdoors, but I just think, like, if you're telling me what was the last one, you put me in charge of college football, I'd be like, I'm just not gonna fuck with it. Let it go on. Yeah, I mean, dude, this game always I've watched this game for a lot of years. This always looks like a fucking party, and I love New Orleans, so we should go to this game.
Yeah.
All right, I really want to go to this game. We should definitely make that a point. Now that I'm on the East Coast. There's the FCS playoffs are also currently going on. I will. What are you laughing at? You're laughing at my. This is a fake Colby. I'm just saying, like, there's something about the styles. Look, there's something about the styles of both those schools.
Yeah,
me and Patty C have had this conversation. First off, Grambling's uniforms are fucking awesome. They've always been awesome. They got Eddie Robinson in their history. Southern, like Patty C says, and I would agree. I would back him up on this. Southern's one that, like,
Southern's fans.
Yeah, well,
everything.
and like their colors are kind of like flamboyant, but it's like it fits the culture there. If you go to Louisiana, it fits it. And yeah, when you mix both the histories, it's just fucking fantastic to me. It's one of the most underrated college football, like, clashes of styles that I think is out there. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that's the one I would protect last, or first, I should say. Now, look, you can still play this at Tulane Stadium, but I almost feel like I don't know,
man. No,
here's the angle.
The Superdome.
Here's the angle. I think it sells better, like the color scheme, the bands, because it's more than just a game, right? Like you said, like
stadium, it's gonna sell out. You're not gonna sell as many seats. And yeah, I mean, it'll be fine there. It'll be a packed out, sold out game, but come on, the Superdome.
Yeah.
I challenge anybody that has never watched. I challenge anybody that has never watched this to turn it on at 2 p.m. and just watch the place go up. Just watch the place go up.
No, I agree. Like, it's more than a football game. You can't say that. Even like Ohio State and Michigan, you could say it's more than a football game in like a hatred point of view. This is like this is like you're going to see like a fucking play in like you're going to it's a game. It's just a full on show. It seems like. So Kansas, Baylor. Kansas is laying 1. The hottest team in the country is South Carolina or Kansas.
No,
I
they're
thought
finishing the story. Why is this only one?
They're
Cody?
playing for a
They're
bowl game. We
finishing
should
the
lock
story.
up.
They're
Yeah, I'm with
finishing
you.
the story. This was you did all of this for this game right here. They are finishing the story. There's no way this story ends with them not getting the 6 wins. Like, I could not see a possibility of that. Like, how? He's done everything he's needed to do. He's coached up the defense to playing better. He's got the run game going again. He's got Daniels not making horrible throws anymore. Like, finish your story. Finish your story, Kansas. You're going to make a bowl.
Yeah, they're going to make a bowl. And I feel like these Jayhawks just are really playing good football. Now Baylor's playing good football too, but yeah, I think just the fact that Kansas playing a little bit for more, and I believe Colorado eliminated Baylor with their win last night. Next up, we have South Carolina Clemson, the Palmetto Bowl. This game is fucking gigantic. This is maybe the biggest I can recall this game. What are you doing here? Like, Clemson's laying 2.5.
I think this is the time where Dabo just kind of reminds everybody he's Dabo Sweeney. And I think that South Carolina beating them last time they were here plays into that a little bit. I think that if you lean on Klubnik as a runner, you lean on the run game, you have him make the easy short throws. He's not bad for you. I think this is Clemson's spot. I think this is a Clemson spot where Clemson gets up, Clemson goes and tries to make a push for the playoff. And as much and as fun as Beamer has been over different portions of the season, he got them one time here. I just don't know if he'll be able to do it again.
Yeah, I'm on Clemson too. I think Clemson's playing for. I think they're playing. Like just going. If this was neutral, I think I would go South Carolina. But the fact it's in Clemson, field goal win here.
Yeah, not a lot, but just maybe some foolishness like the Georgia Tech game.
Army's still clinging to hope that they can make the college football playoff. They're laying 6 at Mikey Stadium against UTSA. I'm taking UTSA. I think they're going to make this a game. UTSA is playing much better football. I'm curious what's that weather? 31. How the fuck is it colder in Kentucky than it is in upstate New York? But it is, according to this app. What are you doing here?
Is Army locked into the title game?
Yep.
Is Army in Tulane?
Yeah.
All right, I'll take 6 points.
All right. I do want to ask about these FCS games. Lehigh is catching 12 at Richmond. The chat is talking about this earlier. I like this Lehigh team. Richmond's hot though. I've lost a lot of money on Richmond this year, I will say. Lehigh did just storm the field. Like, I think that's part of a something we should consider here. Think about the teams that stormed the field last week: Arizona State, Oklahoma, Auburn. I think there's one more. I'm drawing about. I think it was Cal. I am interested in fading all of those, including Lehigh, as they head down to Richmond, Virginia. And I like this Lehigh team, but you beat Lafayette. That rivalry is fantastic. I just think it's a bad spot. You partied all week. Fucking goalpost guy walked 4.5 miles down to that river in Bethlehem. I think that's a long walk with the fucking goalpost.
Yeah. That's a long walk in general.
Yeah. I think this is a good spot for the Richmond Spiders. Lay the points. Tyler says it's available at 10 on DK. Okay.
Yeah, I see 10s out there.
Yeah.
This is classic me versus stacking the money green here. So of course I'm taking my Richmond Spiders. Very, very classic me versus stacking the money green.
Amen. There is Eastern Kentucky is taking on Villanova. The Colonels, they've been trying to get to the FBS. Western Kentucky blocks them. Nova has looked good. I mean, Nova's just been a great school for a long time since since Howie Long back in the day. Nova's laying 9.5 in Philly. I'm going to lay the 9, and I'm going chalky so far on these FCS plays. I'm laying the 9.5. What are you doing here?
Let's see here. I'm with you. I'll go chalk, but I will admit again, another Philly team. Can't trust them.
UT Martin is taking on New Hampshire. New Hampshire's laying 0.5 point to 1 point. Search around. This is another one. I just think like this Tennessee team coming up to New Hampshire. I think you got to lay it. I think you got to lay the 1 here. I like. I'm kind of on a lot of the favorites when it comes to the FCS playoffs first round. I don't know if you have a strong side of this or not, but I just think it's going to be cold. I'm going to go with the bet. Like historically, New Hampshire, I just feel like has just been. I trust their program, so I'm laying the 1 there.
This line moved towards New Hampshire as well. They opened up as 2.5 point dogs, and now it's currently -1. So you're getting some sharp money that's pushing that line as well.
Yeah. If you're looking for a dog to buy into, this is where I'm buying in. I think Central Connecticut State, the real Blue Devils, are heading to Kingston, Rhode Island to take on these Rams. They're getting 14.5. It's a little bit too much for me. Give me Central Connecticut State to stay within that number. They're plus 500 on the money line. I don't think they're going to win it on the money line, but I think they can stay within that number. Also, Illinois State and SEMO are doing battle. I actually like Illinois State -3, but that game's actually, I could see a scenario where SEMO wins that too. So if you're looking for the dogs, I think those two would be the ones barking the most at the early spot of the FCS playoffs. There's some other games in a little, but also make sure you check out FCS Nation Radio. They're killing it as always. He's on UTM. He's on those Skyhawks. Want to jump back to the FBS for a little bit here, because we have the Dust Bowl. Someone said they're gonna have boots on the ground. Was that Matola in the chat? Yes, the Territorial Cup. Arizona State at Arizona. Sun Devils laying 8.5 or 9. I mean, I told you I'm fading the Field Storm. I think Arizona's live. So,
and then not only did they field stormed prematurely because the game wasn't over, because Kelly Dinningham made a stupid decision by having his quarterback run backwards and then throw the ball out of bounds, and it wasn't out of bounds. It ultimately gave them another play. Like I just can't back somebody who makes just bonehead decisions like that when you're trying to make a Big 12 title game to cover 9 points against a rival. Like I just don't. I don't think that's how this works. I think at the very least, Arizona makes this a close game and gives them a scare, gives them a real legit scare. So I like Arizona plus the 9, and I'll sprinkle on the money line too. I think they're in it.
Yeah, I just think like this is an opportunity. This is what's great about expanding the playoffs is more of these games matter. You know, just the opportunity to say fuck you to your rival that's on the verge of making the playoffs is just phenomenal. Miami is heading to that filthy Carrier Dome. They're laying 11. Oh, Q's are live. Q's are live in this one. I'm taking the 11. I'm sprinkling the money line. I'm curious. Like they just threw for over 400 yards last week. Miami's got I honestly think Miami has the worst defense in the top 20, especially the pass defense. I think Q's are going to be able to expose that. I like their wideouts. I like Gadsden, the son of Aronde Gadsden. So, I think they're live. Give me the 11. Sprinkle that money line. What are you doing here?
Yeah, Syracuse is going to have to push the ball to the outside. It's in the numbers here. You're not beating Miami in the trenches going straight at them. You got to get them chasing you on the side. They really, really struggle in tackling. So you got to try to make those corners tackle on the outside and break those tackles and build your big plays off of that. So I like Syracuse. I'm not taking Miami. I think this Miami team's fraudulent. I can see them taking an L. I'm fading Miami the rest of the way.
Yeah, Clark saying he likes the over 67.5. I like that as well. Notre Dame, USC. I couldn't help but notice the agenda in the Georgia game talking about Notre Dame, talking about how hot they are, and I'm like, and they mentioned this Notre Dame team beat this Georgia Tech team, and it bothers me that they don't. All night they're like, Haynes King's the best player on the field. They don't mention that Notre Dame played Georgia Tech without Haynes King. Kind of makes a fucking difference. USC in the points. Notre Dame probably wins it though. I think USC though stays within this number. What are you doing here?
No, I'm taking Notre Dame, man. USC's been bad. It's just been bad. They're not a good football team. I think I can at this point say that Notre Dame is a pretty decent football team. But like, what does USC do well? Like, what is positive about their game? They constantly find different ways to lose games, any opportunity they can. And Notre Dame has a lot to play for. Like, this is literally the highest achievement that you can have if you're Freeman in this Notre Dame team. You can't get any higher than 5. You don't have a conference championship game.
Yeah.
There is no higher than 5. This is your number 1 overall. This is it. This is your number 1 overall. Like, I think they go out here and they just destroy. They've been playing bad teams, and I know people have been talking about this, the record of their teams, and they haven't played anybody. And I agree. Notre Dame hasn't played anybody, including USC, because I don't think USC is anybody. So I'm laying the points for Notre Dame.
Yeah, I think you look at Notre Dame's played just awful quarterback play, as far as throwing the football. Like I said, so Army and Navy are triple option teams. They can't throw the ball. That plays into Notre Dame's. They're great along the line of scrimmage. That's why Notre Dame fucks those teams up. Virginia, Anthony Calandri is a fucking walking turnover. Florida State, I don't even know if GJU played that game. I don't think he did. I think it was the backup. They played Georgia Tech. They played the backup. They haven't played good quarterback play. They played Stanford with the backup, I believe, if memory serves me correct. So Louisville was the last time they played like a quarterback with a pulse, and they won that game by 7. And if you go back to that game, they blocked a punt for a touchdown. Louisville also dropped they were in scoring position and dropped a pass right off Chris Bell's chest that got intercepted. I just don't think they've played many good offenses, and I think this will be able to. I see a similar outcome of the Louisville game. So, Tyler asking who's played better quarterbacks, Notre Dame or Texas. I actually think that answer is probably Texas. When you really think about this, because Notre Dame played A&M when they were starting Wegman. Notre Dame has played awful fucking quarterbacks all year long. I actually think Texas has played, at least Texas played like Pavia, and I guess Shuck. You get the Shuck versus Pavia thing. I don't know. It's very close, but
the fact that they played Diego Pavia means that Texas has played better QBs. Yeah,
I would say that that's accurate. I'm taking the points there. Iron Bowl. I love Alabama laying 10.5. Auburn
Kobe. So are we falling into the chasing Alabama to just go ahead and right the ship, and they haven't righted it yet?
Auburn gets their ass whooped in these Iron Bowls in Tuscaloosa, for the most part. Not every year. For the most part. Auburn stormed the field last week.
They did. But God damn, Alabama looks so bad.
They need to get up for this one. That's why I like the spot. I feel like everybody's on Auburn. I'm laying the 10.5 with Bama.
And Auburn's playing for a bowl.
Yeah.
I don't know, Kobe. I don't know.
I'm taking
Auburn plus 10.
We can battle.
Auburn plus 10.
We can battle.
I'm not battling. No, I'm not betting this. I'm not betting this. I'm taking Auburn plus 10 though. I just it's come on. I'm over it. I'm over giving Alabama any more of my money.
What about your Tar Heels? They're laying 2.5. Mac Brown's final game against NC State. NC State playing for a bowl game. I think they're going to get up for Mac. I'm going to lay the 2.5 there at Keenan Memorial. What are you doing here?
Yeah, last game of the. Yeah, the Pussyback suck though. They could miss a bowl. They'll be fine. Yeah.
Cal's at SMU. SMU's laying 12.5. Fading the Field Storm. I'm laying the 12.5 with SMU.
SMU needs to continue to put on good showings at this point in the season. They see at the playoff and how they're treating it with these teams, and if anything's close, they're going to move them around. So, yeah, I'll lay the points with SMU, but I don't feel good about that one. I will admit, because I think Cal has been very feisty in the ACC for the most part.
Oklahoma's at LSU. This is probably my favorite play of the day. LSU -6 all fucking day. Oklahoma's offense doesn't travel.
This is really annoying because I was so prepared to fade LSU in this last game and Oklahoma make a bowl by getting a win because they got destroyed by Alabama the week before. And then they ended up destroying Alabama. And so now I have to change the whole handicap of how I wanted to bet this game. I agree with you. You can't back this OU team after that win. Like you cannot.
Yeah. Florida's laying 17 at Saudi Arabia State. Classic rivalry.
Lay it.
I'm laying it too.
Lay all of it.
Indiana's laying 29 against Purdue. Classic rivalry. I am laying the 29. You?
I am gonna throw you a curveball. Give me the 29 in this one. This is a game that he doesn't care too much about. This one. It's just moving on at this point.
A&M is getting 4.5 or 5 at home against Texas. This game's. Look, and all this conference realignment that's ruined so many great games. I'm so glad one's back. We brought one back from the dead. Texas A&M. You should play this on Thanksgiving though, like you did for only 100 years. A&M's beating Texas today, dude.
Yeah,
they're beating them. Yeah, play this thing on the money line. Give me the Aggies. Lock it up. I think the matchup fits. Texas's offensive line is what makes them elite. A&M's defensive line, I think, is what makes them. It's their best strength of their team. I think it neutralizes each other as long as Marcel Reed doesn't turn over the ball, which is on the table. I think A&M behind that home crowd will get it done. And I also think Quinn Ewers not being 100% against a pass rush like that, it's going to be fun to watch. But I'm all over these Aggies. Washington, Oregon, and Eugene. Oregon's laying 19 points. I don't even know what they're playing for here, but besides Washington just having their number lately, but I'm still taking the points. What are you doing here?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know, man. Me fading Oregon's been really bad this year. I might as well finish the season out though.
Hang on one second. Tyler in the chat saying, is there a discount code for the SGPN? Yes, there is. Yep. It is Black Friday is the promo code in caps, I believe. So
let me see here. Talking about Arkansas and Mizzou in the chat.
I am going to go Mizzou there, but I don't have strong conviction to that play. What about Virginia Tech, buddy? Well, I'm curious what you're doing there. Hokies are laying 5. Winner goes to a bowl game. Loser sits at home.
Kobe. Virginia Tech doesn't lose to Virginia. I mean, seriously, I think I've seen one. I think you're
right. I think you're right.
I've seen one game where I can't remember the other one. I've seen one game where I've seen Virginia beat Virginia Tech.
What about Farmageddon? Kansas State at Iowa State. This game is to me just one of my favorite watches every year. Iowa State's laying 1.5. They upset Kansas State, kind of ruined their season last year in the snow there. I think revenge is on the mind. I think Kansas State's going to get this game somehow, some way. But this one is to me going to be
such a hater. Like you're such a hater.
Oh, what? I mean, well, Utah did cover last week. Probably should have won the game if they didn't fumble a handoff inside their own 20. But Rocco
Iowa State's looking for the Big 12 title game. Iowa State gets the done. This is a lock. I'm willing to battle here. Because I think that you're.
I'm not betting Kansas State.
Play me the music because Iowa State's going to the Big 12 title game. I'm just gonna let you know that right now.
Terrell, lock it up. Rocco back to the Cyclones.
Only 1.5 for Kansas State on the road, who's been horrible. Come on, now.
Shane's asking me if I like LSU more than Bama. I do, but I think it's a good parlay though. Any chance Houston knocks off BYU we won't know the Big 12 outcome until like 4 a.m. on the East Coast or 3 a.m. Like a 10:30 kick for Houston BYU. BYU's laying 11.5. Yeah. Worst time zone by far. I need to fucking get, I don't know if it's sustainable for me. Give me Houston to stay within the number. BYU will win the game though.
Yeah, I love Houston catch the points. Oh man, I don't know, man. There's a possibility that BYU could not put up any points. Houston's defense is really good. Like they're really, really good. I'm willing. If there was a team that is a double-digit favorite that is completely going to mess up their chances at the playoff today, it's Tennessee and it's BYU. I think BYU could, like Houston has proven they can win ugly
17-point dogs, one at TCU.
Yeah, like they've shown that they can be in some really, really ugly games and come out with the win. I think I like Houston. I like Houston. Give me the points, and I'm gonna sprinkle on the money line.
Curious about some of these other ones here. Northern Arizona, Abilene Christian FCS playoffs. NAU is laying 2 against Maverick, MacGyver, and Abilene Christian. I'm all over AC here to get the win at home. What are you doing here?
Maverick, MacGyver.
I mean, is that the greatest name ever?
How do you fade a guy like that?
That's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, how do you fade?
I mean,
yeah, give me Maverick, MacGyver. Like,
bravo to his parents. Bravo. I had the other line up and all of a sudden it went away. I'm trying to find it on mobile because I don't know what the hell happened, but I know Eddie George and Tennessee State are playing, but I'm the line right now. Let me see what we can do here. Fucking update. Let's see if the chat has it.
Well.
Anyway, we should talk about a parlay at the end.
Oh yeah, let's give out our money line round robin. We can do that. Well, let's find $4. Well, Diego Pavia, it's dog number 1.
Yeah, I'm with you. Here. I'm
trying to look a little bit further down in the slate.
I'm gonna say Syracuse should be in this mix.
Syracuse or Arizona?
I think those are three we have right there, just like that.
So Tennessee, Syracuse, Arizona. Let's get one more. What
about the likes of
A&M?
Oh yeah.
Whatever you were gonna say, it's not A&M.
Yeah.
But what were you gonna say? Because I'm curious.
No, I was gonna say Appalachian State against Georgia Southern, 100 miles or deeper than hate rivalry. But no, I think I like the A&M one better.
All right, A&M, Vandy. Who else did we say? Arizona,
Syracuse.
and Syracuse. There we go.
Let's go.
That's gonna pay out nicely. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's better than our normal ones we give out. I feel like.
Holy crap, that's like a bunch of big dogs. All right,
folks. That's our show. We'll be back tonight. Me, Patty C, breaking down all the fun. We'll hopefully have playoff projections from almost everything, or at least conference championship projections. Yeah, let's go. Give Terrell Furman a follow on Twitter at @reallyRel__. yeah. Check out the NBA Gambling Podcast, the WNBA Gambling Podcast. Check out the College Basketball Experience every night. I host that. I'm on Twitter at TheColbyD. Remember, youtube.com/the College Experience. Hit that like and subscribe button. The race to 15K. Get on over there. Or we're never, if we don't get this 15K by January 1st, I've already told the people, Terrell, I'm just going to play Hard Ticket to Hawaii. Or I have a lot of film on Army, Navy football games in the 30s, like actual film.
Oh, wow.
If we don't get the 15K by January 1st, I'm just going to play that film on repeat when we go live. So we'll never do a show again. You'll just see that on like live, just on 15K, folks, until we get the 15K. So hit that like and subscribe button. I see the numbers. It's like 60% of the people that watch aren't subscribed, which is like a great number to actually have.
Yeah.
But then it's like, what's it going to take to get you to click one little button, you bastards? All right, let's go.
It makes it easier on you too. Come on.
Yeah. Come on. All right, folks, enjoy the Saturday. It's absolutely fantastic. We'll be back tonight. Hope you guys are all having a wonderful weekend with your families. Yeah. Excited to watch all these games. Till next time, this is the College Football Experience. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here. Run, shoot.